My name is Shannon Wilson, and I would like to talk to you about the climate of my future classroom community. As we all know, there are 4 aspects of classroom climate, and these are intellectual, social, emotional, and physical. And so to start off, I would like to talk to you about the intellectual aspects of my classroom. Now, students learn best when they are engaged. And engaging students can best be achieved by helping them find the value and the importance in their learning. Now, with regards to differentiation, students must have the opportunity to be challenged. And this challenge does not mean giving students busy work when they complete a project or an activity early. This extra work must be purposeful and useful in reaching students' educational goals. Now, providing students with specific feedback and encouragement not only gives them a little extrinsic motivation, but also lets them see exactly what they are doing well and what they can still improve upon. I have found this to be especially valuable in younger grades, with students who are still learning how to function as people in society, in addition to learning science and math. Now, variation refers to specific kinds of activity and assessments. No 2 students are alike, and as educators, we must do our best to play to the strengths of all of our students whenever possible. While one student may excel in art projects, another student may shine through essays. So we must give them the opportunity to switch it up and do what they love. Now, for the social aspect of my classroom, I think the golden rule sums up a goal for my successful classroom very well. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. If I can implement this into my classroom, I would call it a success. And now furthermore, respect and understanding can go along very well. It is important that students not only show me and other adults in the classroom respect, but each other as well. One rule I plan to implement to encourage this is for students to listen and to hold on to comments or questions when someone else is talking. Teamwork is also a huge piece of business in the economic world, so any chance that I have for a student to participate in group work and team exercises will benefit them in the future. And not to mention the fact that many team exercises and activities are actually very fun. And now ultimately, I want my students to understand that we will grow as a community. The last thing I want is for my students to compete for grades or try to belittle each other for not doing things exactly correct the first time. I want my students to know that it's okay to ask for help, and it is okay to help others who are in need. Now, the first step to creating a successful classroom emotionally is to gain mutual trust. I want to be able to trust my students the way my practicum cooperating teacher trusts her kindergartners to complete station work while she does individual group reading meetings. She trusts them to find where they should be and complete the work they are given, and they trust that she will assist them if they actually do need help. I want to create a classroom where trust is built in the first few days and continues on through June. I will let my students know that I care for them and I want them to succeed. Another very important thing to address is the fact that students have individual identities. They have names, interests, dislikes, strengths. We all must remember that students are not their siblings, and they are not a grade on a piece of paper. As I said before, no students are alike. They learn best when their strengths are recognized, and this is something that should be sought out at the very beginning of school in order to make the entire year a success. Finally, it is important that students understand that mistakes are okay. In fact, they can be valuable. And I specifically use the word we in this statement when I said we learn from our mistakes, because everyone makes mistakes. Students, parents, teachers, and it's okay as long as we can learn something from them and try to avoid repeating the past. As long as we can do this together, mistakes should be accepted in the classroom. Lastly, the physical aspect of a classroom and the students are important to the whole of a classroom climate. Through my own experience in school and my practicum placement, I have found the value of using student tables over desks. If I'm unable to get tables in my future classroom, positioning desks together to form groups can also be a good way of encouraging teamwork and improving students' cooperation skills. Students must also have the opportunity to move around the classroom several times throughout the day. This can be achieved through movement-based brain breaks and creating stations that the students can work at throughout the classroom. Now, speaking of these stations, they must be organized. My classroom will have spaces for group and individual reading, computers, math, etc. Additionally, one small aspect of a classroom arrangement I know I will be incorporating is something that we learned in a previous Scholastic article, Classroom Organization, the Physical Environment. This is the idea that differently lit areas around the room should be provided for students who may work better in low or brightly lit areas. Now, I'm not sure exactly how I will do this in the future, but I know that it is something important that I should do. I also want to make sure that there are areas within the classroom to display students' work. I believe that this helps some students find the value in their work, and it helps them feel pride and accomplishment in the things that they have done. From what we have seen, it is very important to think about these 4 aspects when planning for our future classrooms. Together, when we think about all of this, we can create a safe and comforting environment that is encouraging to our students and gives them the opportunity to see their learning as valuable. And ultimately, this is how we can help students succeed.